Welcome back to Unstoppable Mind today, where we unlock the hidden potential within your soul through stories of timeless wisdom. In a small village nestled between mountains lived a boy named Kabir, who held galaxies of potential inside his young mind. Meet Kabir, a young boy with dreams as vast as the ocean, yet he remained anchored by the chains of lethargy. In his vivid dreams, he was a conqueror of worlds, achieving greatness and standing tall upon the peaks of success. But in reality, as the sun climbed high into the sky, Kabir remained buried under the heavy weight of his blankets. His mother would enter the room with a gentle heart, trying to coax her son out of his deep, lazy slumber. He would only grumble and turn away, choosing the comfort of his bed over the opportunities waiting in the day. His father watched from the doorway, his eyes filled with frustration as he saw his son wasting precious hours of life. When Kabir finally rose at noon, he felt more tired than before, his energy drained by the excess of sleep. He looked in the mirror and felt a pang of guilt, knowing he was letting his precious life slip away unnoticed. He was always rushing, always late, chasing time that he had already lost, leaving a trail of chaos behind him. Teachers would shake their heads, seeing a bright mind dimmed by the inability to master the simple art of waking up. Whispers of mockery followed him, as friends joked about the boy who lived his life in a perpetual state of dreams. While others played with vigor and joy, Kabir sat alone, too sluggish to join the dance of life around him. Every night he made bold promises to change, swearing that tomorrow would be the day he finally conquered the morning sun. He set alarms and made plans, building a fortress of intentions to protect him from the seductive pull of sleep. But when the morning arrived, his resolve crumbled instantly, and his hand silenced the call to action without a second thought. His father realized that words were no longer enough. His son needed a lesson that would penetrate his very soul. He told Kabir to pack his bags, for they were going on a journey to seek the wisdom of a master. They walked through dense forests and winding paths, leaving the comfort of their home behind to find a new perspective. Finally, they arrived at a serene ashram, a place where time seemed to stand still and wisdom flowed like water. There, they met Guru Baba, a sage whose eyes held the depth of the universe and the calmness of a lake. The father bowed low and shared his heavy burden, explaining how his talented son was wasting his life in sleep. The guru looked at Kabir not with judgment, but with a knowing smile, seeing the potential hidden beneath the bad habits. He invited Kabir for a walk through the gardens, where life was bustling with the quiet energy of discipline and purpose. They stopped before a simple creature, a rooster, strutting with pride and purpose, unaware of the lesson it was teaching. The guru asked Kabir to observe the bird, noting how it never failed to announce the arrival of the sun. He asked the boy a simple question. Does this bird wear a watch to know when to perform its daily duty? Kabir shook his head, confused yet intrigued, realizing that nature follows a rhythm that does not require mechanical devices. The bird wakes because it is in tune with the universe, honoring its duty to welcome the light every single morning. Nature does not procrastinate. The sun does not delay its rising, and the flowers do not forget to bloom. Kabir felt a wave of realization wash over him, understanding that he was out of sync with the world's rhythm. If a simple bird can master the morning, why cannot you, a human with infinite potential, master your own will? Kabir confessed his weakness, admitting that the comfort of his bed felt stronger than his desire to achieve his dreams. The guru laughed softly and told him that discipline is not a punishment, but the greatest act of self-love. He handed Kabir a small brass bell, a simple tool to mark the beginning of a new chapter in life. This bell was not just metal, it was a symbol of his promise to himself and to the universe. The challenge was simple yet daunting. For 30 days, Kabir must ring this bell exactly when the clock strikes 5. Kabir grasped the bell tightly, feeling the weight of the challenge, fearful of failure, but desperate for a real change. The guru promised that if he could conquer the morning for 30 days, he would conquer his destiny forever. With the bell in hand and a new mission in his heart, Kabir and his father began their journey home. That night, the bell sat on his table like a sentry, watching over him as he prepared for the first battle. The first morning, adrenaline fueled his body, and he sprang from bed the moment the clock struck the appointed hour. He rang the bell, its clear sound piercing the silence, marking his first victory in the war against his old self. But as the second day arrived, the novelty began to fade, and the heaviness of sleep tried to pull him back. By the third day, his will faltered. He silenced the alarm and let the comfort of dreams steal his morning. He woke up with a heavy heart, crushed by the weight of failure, feeling he was too weak to ever change. Frustration boiled over, and he almost cast the bell aside, ready to accept his identity as a failure. But then, the guru's voice echoed in his mind, reminding him that stumbling is not the end of the journey. He picked up the bell, dusted off his failure, and placed it back on the pedestal of his ambition. He rose again the next day, and the next, splashing cold water on his face to wash away the fatigue. They mocked his new lifestyle, calling him an old man trapped in a boy's body. But Kabir stood firm. Solitude felt heavy at times, but he looked at the bell and remembered that the path to greatness is often lonely. As the second week passed, a miracle happened. His body began to align with the rhythm of the rising sun. He began to move his body, exercising in the fresh air, feeling a surge of vitality he had never known. His grades began to soar, reflecting the clarity and focus he had cultivated in the quiet hours of dawn. On the 20th day, a storm raged outside, the dark skies and heavy rain begging him to stay in bed. But his discipline was now stronger than the storm. He rose, lit his lamp, and rang the bell without hesitation. He returned to the mountain to thank the guru, offering back the bell that had served as his catalyst for change. But the guru refused, telling him that the bell was now his, just as the discipline was now part of his soul. Kabir walked down that mountain not as the boy who slept, but as the man who was wide awake to life. A year passed, and the seeds of discipline bore fruit in every aspect of his life, from work to relationships. He became the pillar of his family, lending his strength to his parents and bringing joy to their humble home. But he did not keep this gift to himself. He gathered the younger children to share the secret he had found. He became a mentor, teaching them that the morning holds the keys to dreams that sleep can never provide. Soon, a small army of young dreamers was waking up with the sun, led by the boy who once couldn't wake up. Kabir realized that he had not just changed his sleep schedule. He had fundamentally altered the trajectory of his entire destiny. His eyes now held the same fire he had once seen in the guru, the fire of a mastered mind. The distance between who he was and who he had become was measured not in miles, but in moments of discipline. We often view discipline as a cage that restricts our freedom, trapping us in a boring routine of rules. But true freedom is like the eagle. It requires the discipline of wings to soar above the chaos of the ground. You do not need to move mountains overnight. You only need to master the moment the morning sun touches your face. Do not wait for tomorrow, for tomorrow is a thief that steals the potential of what you could become today. Find your own bell, your own reason to rise, and let it ring loud enough to wake your sleeping soul. Walk towards the light of discipline, and you will find that the shadows of laziness naturally fall behind you. A single spark of discipline can ignite a fire that transforms not just a life, but an entire community. Happiness is not found in the comfort of a bed, but in the thrill of overcoming the person you were yesterday. Unlock the cage of your own bad habits and fly into the vast sky of your unlimited human potential. So I ask you now, when the sun rises tomorrow, will you turn away, or will you rise to meet it? The choice is yours to make every single morning, a choice that defines the legacy you will leave behind. The world is vast and waiting for you, but it will not wait for those who choose to sleep through their lives. Be like the river that never stops flowing, carving its path through the hardest rocks with persistence and constant motion. Let your discipline translate into kindness, for a strong mind is the best foundation for a compassionate and giving. Let your hunger for knowledge be greater than your desire for rest, and you will find treasures hidden in books. Ignite the fire within you, and let it burn so bright that it lights the way for everyone around you. Respect yourself enough to show up for your life, dressed in the armor of discipline and ready for any battle. The sun does not ask for permission to shine, and neither should you ask for permission to be your best self. Never forget where you started, but never let your past dictate how high you can climb in your future. Inspire the next generation so that the cycle of laziness is broken and a new era of strength begins. Hold on to your dreams with a grip of steel and do not let go until they have become your reality. Growth is a struggle against gravity, just as success is a struggle against the gravity of our own comfort zones. Be patient with your progress, for the mightiest trees take years to grow, but they stand for centuries. Document your journey, for one day your story of overcoming struggle might be the survival guide for someone else. Share your victories with those who love you, for your success is the greatest gift you can give to them. Even in the darkest nights, remember that the sun is always on its way, bringing a new chance to try again. Find peace in the discipline, and you will discover that the hardest path often leads to the most beautiful destination. You have the power to be unstoppable, to break every chain and rise above every limitation you have placed on yourself. Walk forward with courage, embrace the discipline, and watch as your life transforms into a masterpiece of your own creation. Thank you for joining us on this journey of transformation and wisdom here on Unstoppable Mind today. If this story awakened a spark within you, please subscribe and share it to help wake up the world. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay hungry, and remember that your potential is truly limitless. Goodbye for now.